What's up, guys? It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Build-It video. Today we're going to be doing contest to mayors walkthroughs. Some will be high level contest to mayors walkthroughs, some will be low level. This video is going to be a low level comm walkthrough. So for those of you guys who are below level 30 and do not have regional maps unlocked, and you're camping, that means that you would be playing low-level comm using low-level comm techniques where you stack up the upgrades in the main list and then start streaks around 20 tasks remaining. Keeping in mind that you want to rotate your long factory productions after the streaks, or if it's way before the streaks. So if you're at like 40 tasks remaining, then you're okay, right? But if you're at like, let's say 30 tasks remaining, then it's wise to wait for your streaks to be over and then rotate those long factory productions, as they could possibly cause you to fail the streak if you were to need to do, let's say, 2 rounds and then you had a cooldown period for whatever reason. Maybe you get a war assignment you can't do, or an epic you can't finish, or whatever. So there are a lot of assignments that you guys want to use precaution before you rotate them when it's very close to the streaks. All right, so before we get started here, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. I try to put videos out every week on the game, keeping you guys up to date with any new buildings, techniques, changes, all that good stuff. Join us on Facebook at SimCity BuildIt, MissyAnne. Also, I was made aware that the Discord link in the description below was not working. I had forgotten to set that link to not expire after 7 days. So later on when I get home today, I will be updating all of the descriptions on every video to match up with the most current link. If for any reason it doesn't work, you can leave it in the comments section and I will send you the most up-to-date link. Okay, so you hit the like, you hit the subscribe button. Let's get started, shall we? This person is a level, let's see here, 29. This is, I believe this is Happy. He's in my group, obviously. He's camping. He's a low-level comm player. So we're going to go over his choices here. But before we do, we got to do his task assessment and his comm breakdown. So task assessment is where you go through and you say like kind of what you know about each task and label them with the, main, rotatable, no touch cancels. And then the breakdown is actually labeling them. We kind of do this, we do them both at the same time, right? So this would be labeled a main task, the war for 3,000, because it exceeds the 2,000 points. So anything that's 2,000 points or higher is going to be marked with an M unless you are a low-level comm player and you're camping. If you're camping and you have an upgrade that comes in, then it's going to be marked NT/C, which means no touch cancel. So either it's going to sit there for the duration of the contest, or it's so high in value and you have no place values that you can rotate, or it's blocking something to where you need to cancel. If you start off your week with a high upgrade in your main list, you can leave it there for now, right? But just keep in mind that you may need to cancel it. And if you do feel you need to cancel it, sooner rather than later, so you give it time to come back in the list worth a lower value, hopefully, right? If for any reason you have an upgrade in the streaks, okay, sooner rather than later, cancel that, because you really are going to need those streaks points. Now, if you want to do, let's say, 10, 20 assignments first, to allow the rest of your list to kind of stack up some upgrades so that you have a higher chance of not getting an upgrade to appear on the next streak, then fine. If you're a level 24 player and you just hit level 24, you're part of the Missy's Building Guide, meaning you have the full 24 experience bar. What that will mean is that you will be able to do regular residential upgrades in the streaks only. If they're in the main list, do them if they're at 2,000 points or higher. Now, once you've used up that 24 experience bar, just before you hit level 25, you will need to stop. So make sure that you try to only do those in the streaks and don't do any other upgrades, just the regular residentials, okay? So Upgrade War Disaster 3000. That is a main task. It's the first obvious choice, but before we get, into all that, we definitely want to keep going and see what we got going on here. Upgrade Paris 2000. No touch. Not cancel, just no touch, because we're not going to cancel this at this value. It's just going to sit there. We have a 1760 on grass, which is a rotatable option. It's premium for a low-level player. It's considered a premium task. And then we have a 1600 rotatable minerals, but being how he would have prepped something like feed or glass, right? Because it takes, a long time to make. You always want to prep really long factory items before the Contest of Mayors begins and leave them ready for pickup when the Contest of Mayors starts. That means that he should have all of his factories filled with either glass or feed. Now, I usually recommend doing feed because it takes longer and has a higher chance of coming in with a higher value. Okay, that being said, we would want to use caution if we were to clear out all of that feed and rotate minerals. Just keep that in mind. Now, the design challenge for 1600. This, you can get a submit design challenge and a design upgrade at the same time. Okay, it can happen. They're two totally different assignments. So just be aware of that. Do not do this task because this particular task usually either comes back or whatever, but you need it in your list because of the fact that it could pop up in the streaks and cause you to fail. Plus, you're camping, right? So for you high-level players, unless it's worth 2,400 points or blocking anything at 2,000 points or whatever, leave it alone, okay? All right, so what's the next here? Okay, so 1,600 on repair. This is a rotatable option at this value when there are no other better rotatable options. Then we have a 1425 on coins. That is a last resort rotatable, meaning once you get really close to the streaks, saying that you have no other place values that you can rotate that are going to open up good opportunity. You can use this as a last resort option to possibly open up a few rotations. This task has a medium to high algorithm rate, meaning it comes back within 4 to 6 rotations, and is not a very good choice to open things up. So if you have a lot of tasks remaining, do not reach for coins, okay? This is near the end, you're just trying to open something up, you can't afford to cancel, you got nothing better going on, that's what this is for. The 1,200 on the launch legendary is a high premium, meaning it can be worth up to 3,600 points. It is a limited task, meaning it can only be done during war or on a monster, saying that the monster comes in for that value. Or, not for that value, but for that type of card. So, definitely want to get this rotated as soon as the opportunity presents itself. The upgrade old townhome at a low value is at an excellent place value. It's at its lowest point. It's a high premium, which means that it can come in worth 3,600 points. So the fact that it's here for 1,200 is excellent. Now for you high level players, what this would mean is this would be one of your first rotatable choices here, right? So low level players, no touch. Not no touch cancel, no touch. Cross it off for the rest of the week, okay? The launch disaster on monsters. Now this one you do not do unless it is worth 2,000 points or higher. That being said, that's a no touch. Now we have 2 place values at 800 points, which you almost always have one at 800 points in your list. Both are non-premium, meaning they can be worth up to 2,400 points. One costs cash, the Paris costs cash, and one doesn't. One costs a lot of coins and uses up one of your valuable epics. So definitely use caution when you rotate those. Depending on what situation you got going on, will determine which choice best fits. So the obvious first choice here is going to be that upgrade war card for 3,000. Okay, which he does. Now he gets an upgrade Tokyo building for 1,000. Now this is an excellent value for the fact that it is a residential. However, the fact that he just rotated one of his main premiums and it's his first assignment and it kicked back a low premium, that's not really a good sign. You want to watch for stuff like that, because usually when this happens, it's because you're going into reverse rotation, meaning that the first half of your week is going to be kind of terrible, and then the second half is where things start to pick up. That's not always the case, but just watch for it, okay? Making the next choice what? The grass. It's the highest in value, and it opens up the best opportunity for what's given here. Now, there is a 1200 launch legendary down at the bottom, but that's 500 points less. And right now, we have all of these other higher rotatable options that we would not choose the launch legendary just yet. So grass is the next choice. He gets the 1600 on keys. Now, he has that 1600 repair, the 1620 on minerals, and the 1600 on keys. Now, when it comes between keys and repair, you always choose keys over repair because it has a higher chance of coming in worth more, and it doesn't come back quite as fast. Now, here's the thing, okay? He also has the minerals for 1620. So they are 20 points higher and they are premium, which makes them the obvious first choice. However, this is where people need to use their contest of mayors math techniques. Formula 1 teaches you how to look at value, value op, and op, which means opportunity within the value, right? Opening up one of your place values at that value mark, it brings opportunity. Then you have opportunity. Keys comes back so frequently, so it doesn't open up anything really that great for you. It just gives you those 1600 points, which is still 400 less on your overall average. But if you were to go to Formula 2, and this is where so many people don't finish their math, okay? Pay attention to the math. And if you haven't seen the Contest of Mayors math videos, you really should, because that is the only way that you're going to learn this stuff, okay? So when basically what you're doing is Formula 1, you look at value, value op, and op. Then you pick out whatever, at a maximum, 3 assignments you're going to be comparing, okay? So whatever 3 assignments are the top 3 that you would choose from. If you can reduce that down to 2, great. So it comes between this or that, right? Then you do a task versus task comparison on Formula 2, which in Formula 2, you're looking at everything. You're looking at value, value op, so you're going to go back through and you're going to look at the task versus task. So let's say that it comes between the 1600 on keys, the 1620 on minerals, and the 1200 on the lunch legendary. So the 1200 on the lunch legendary has a value difference of 400, right? Okay. So we could lose 400 points and rotate in the launch legendary, which is a limited time task. So as you're doing Formula 2, you're looking at all of the other categories. The G category for game. What's going on in your game that would cause you to have to pick one over the other? Is war ending soon? Is there some reason why one is a better choice? For example, the H category, the history category. Has keys been done time and time again? It keeps coming back for 1600 points. Is this the first time it's come back? Is your average really low? All of these things matter. So when you go through that whole list on the Contest of Mayors math, it will lead you to the right answer. Now, the problem is people don't do that. They only look at value and opportunity, and then they don't get the right answers. I cannot stress this enough, you guys. This is why you're screwing up, because you're not looking at all of the categories. Okay. Now, right now, it really comes down to keys or minerals. Because he is starting out, it's only 2 tasks in. Because of the fact that it's so much higher, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a minimum of 5 assignments right around the 1600 value mark. Okay. The game's giving him low stuff. So why would we want to rotate in our low high premium option right now? We wouldn't, right? So right now it comes down to minerals or keys. We've ruled out the lunch legendary. Now, minerals. Let's look at the game category. What's going on in your game? Downtime. Look at that category. Okay, the downtime on minerals is 1 hour because he has to do 2 rounds. Then that also means clearing out 6 hours worth of feed, which only 2 assignments in. Do you really think that's very smart to do right now? Over 20 points and a little bit better opportunity? No. I would have went with the keys, given the fact that it just now came in. Okay, the game's not being particularly nice to you. And I would want to hold off on clearing out that much downtime worth of feed. So he picks minerals. That was a mistake. Now, here he gets wood, which, okay, now he's in a position where he needs to clear out the feed, because typically when you rotate out a factory assignment, you can, basically get a factory assignment in return. That happens quite a bit, actually. Now it would be, okay, now you need to rotate out the feed. Now, that doesn't mean that you clear out all of them, right? Because he only has to make 60 wood, and he's got 30 minutes to do it. So he could easily leave, let's say 20 open spots. And that way, if he does get a feed assignment that's worth 2 rounds, that he can do the first round, the second half, and then he only has to take half that other downtime. Okay, so take that into consideration. Don't just clear out all your slots. So he does wood, and I'm not sure what he did with his feed or if he even prepped feed or what he's got going on, but keep this in mind, okay? He gets a launch 3 VU, which is obviously the choice. Now he gets a 1,200 on cargo. Now this is a non-premium task. It can be worth up to 1,800 points, and it's a hit or miss on algorithm, meaning it typically does not just keep coming back, but if it does, stop rotating it. So right now, that's not the obvious choice here, right? Because it's so low in value. Now we have keys, and we have the launch legendary for 400 less. So, again, game's not really being good to him right now. So the keys is what I would have chosen, okay? He picked the launch legendary. Now, given the fact, like I said, that the game's not being good to you, given the fact that it's 400 points higher, I would have went with the keys first. At least try to get those out of the way and try to get some, better stuff to come in. He gets a 1440 on the grass, and then he chooses keys. Now, this doesn't make any sense going based off of his theory here. His theory here was that opportunity trumped value, right? And that is the rules of rotation. However, you have to take everything into consideration, right? History of assignments, if you're in reverse rotation or not right now, everything that's been given to him has been pretty low aside from that one VU assignment. So when his theory here, his mindset here was to do the lower high premium, what changed here? How did he draw this conclusion here, but not here? See what I'm saying? Now, the grass has better opportunity than keys and is higher in value than the launch legendary, right? And has a decent opportunity, but he chose keys. Interesting, huh? It wasn't the wrong choice. He definitely should have chose the keys here, right? But it just doesn't make sense to me. If he was following the rules, the technique that I'm teaching, he would not have drawn that conclusion here. Now, I know why he picked it. Because here, he was looking to open up something better, right? And when that didn't happen, he said, screw it, and went with something that was higher in value. So again, he's not taking all things into consideration. You cannot just look at value and opportunity. So here he gets the 3,000 VU. The 2,000 launch specific attack, which is obviously the choice. Now here, this makes no sense whatsoever to me. He did keys one time and it came back for 1,600. Okay. So now he is doing a task that brings no good op and not doing the grass. So now this is where, again, you guys have to look at everything. So the history is that we've done keys and it came right back instantly for that same value, making that not a good option. Now, the whole idea here is to open up better opportunities while not completely destroying your average. So if keys is just going to come right back for the same value and instantly, that doesn't open up value opportunity and it doesn't open opportunity. The value is low. So we've got all three arrows down on this. Down, down, down. Okay? So cross keys off, which basically cross is what? Repair off, because it's the same concept, right? It's the same value. Value up and op is even lower. So repair is not the choice here. Grass is. Because grass has better opportunity than repair. The value opportunity on the 1600 on the repair, it's very difficult to get repair at 1200. It has a tendency to either come in at 1200 at first or just stay away, right? It usually takes a few times. Right now, that was not the best option here. The best option here was to open up better opportunity. The keys did not do that, so grass would have been his next choice, but he didn't do that. So anyway, he gets another 3,000 VU, and then he gets a 1680 on spatulas, 2,000 on VU, 3,000 on Tokyo, 3,000 on work hard upgrade. Okay. For some reason, we have like 4 screenshots of that. Then he gets a 2,000 corn, 2,400 common attack, 2,000 VU, 2,000 repair. Okay, 3,000 war delivery, 3,000 London delivery. So we've got to pick up, a little bit in here. 3,000 work hard. Now we get a 1960 on glass. 2 rounds for a low-level player who only has 40 slots unlocked, meaning that what he would be doing is setting up 10 slots worth of glass and then waiting for that round to be done before he started the other 40. Okay? That's if that was the right choice. Now, right now, he has 17 tasks before he gets to the streaks, and this is just below 2,000 points. So actually, I would leave this sit because that kind of downtime when you're in active war and then having to go into the streaks and take that downtime, I would not risk it, especially for something that's barely 2,000 points with that high of a downtime. So that would mean that the next choice would be the grass. So he does the grass, and he gets 2,000 on the London, 2,800 on cake, 19 on bricks, 15 on cement. Now here, this right here is where he screws up. Okay, so right here, we're talking about 40 points difference. And he chooses keys, which brings less op. So why he did that? Convenience and value? You can't do that, okay? Because right now, opportunity is what matters. And you have 13 tasks where you got to rotate and get things in, get those upgrades and things in. Doing key is something that's almost always in your list, does not bring that possibility higher, right? So he does the keys, gets a 2,000 launch VU, launch war, launch VU, upgrade residential 2,400. Now at that value, that sucks. So now he's back down here. He's going to have to do cement. So he does cement, delivery, cement. Now he gets feed for 2,200. Okay. Now we're 6 tasks away from streaks. It would be absolutely foolish to even prep feed right now or even think of doing feed. So right now, you have to take into consideration there's 3 days, 16 hours left. War downtime is a total of 12 hours for the attack phase and 12 hours for the prep phase, which is 24 hours before you can even do another war assignment. So you have to be extremely careful when you start the streaks, given how they only give you 24 hours total. If you start the streaks when you're not even in war, starting war, when war's on a cooldown. And let's say you start a streak and you get, let's say, cement, and then you don't run a token on it, you dink around for 2 hours, whatever. Even if you did run a token, the next one that you get, let's say, is a launch rare war attack. And your club's not in war yet. Maybe they just started war. Maybe you have 18 hours before you can do it. You either cancel and fail, or you wait, and then you barely make the timer to do that war assignment. Now, after that war assignment, you get a long factory production because you rotated in the feed. You failed. You just failed. And you just wasted 18 hours worth of downtime that you had to sit there and wait. See how stupid that is? Too many things can go wrong when you rotate in high factory productions. And when you have to deal with war as well, you have to be very, very careful, especially for people who do not have 60 slots of factory productions unlocked. You guys have to think that you have double downtimes. If you get 2 rounds, that could mean double, time. So it's extremely important for you low-level players to do not rotate in your high factory productions anywhere near the streaks. And I would say that if you're at anything less than 30 tasks remaining, 10 tasks before streaks, that's too close, okay? This was way too close. So the next obvious choice here is to do the cargo. Now, I can't see the bottom of his list because apparently he's not sending those in like he should. There it is. Okay, so here we have a 800 on Paris, which... okay, that's a non-premium, 800 on Epic. Now, we don't want to open up the possibility of Epic right now because of the streaks. If he does, let's say, 2 or 3 Epic assignments, and then one comes in the streaks, we have to wait 12 hours for the downtime, you could fail the streak, right? So just be careful of that. Now, he also has the coins, which is a last resort rotatable option, but we still need to get... I think we still need some upgrades here. Let's count them. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he needs 2 more upgrades to come in. So that being said, cargo would be my next choice. And he does glass. Now that was stupid. Okay, that was really dumb. Because not only did he open up the possibility of the factory assignments coming back in, but he did the one that was worth less. Now, that was big no-no. Then he gets the 3,000 upgrade, okay, and he does the 800 on the Paris over the 1,200 on cargo. That makes no sense. Now, the Paris has a value possibility of 2,400, where the cargo has a value possibility of 1,800. However, the cargo's worth more and has a algorithm rate that's lower than Paris. See where I'm going with that? So you take 400 points less now, but has a better chance to open up better things by doing the cargo that hasn't been done at all yet. So now he gets the 1,200 Latin. Okay, now he does the cargo. Gets the 1,000 VU, and then he starts streaks early. Not a good sign. Okay, so here, what he should have done was rotated in the 1,000 VU, because now he could have opened up the possibility of getting that VU assignment in the streaks. But instead, now it's just not possible, right? So he does the cream, and then he does ice cream, and then he does the delivery to Tokyo, and then he goes down here when he should have done the delivery to Tokyo for 1,000, and he does coins for 1,425. That doesn't make sense. I'll tell you why he did it. Because the last 3 streaks assignments were so low in value that, again, people make mistakes when they pick value over everything else in these situations. Okay? So you have to think about long term. You have to think about opening up possibilities later. Right now, doing the 1425, the 425 extra points that you get now is not helping you, right? In the long run, those little corners that you cut, if you were to go back through this entire week, starting from the beginning, and take every mistake that he made and correct it with the right technique, he would have ended and yielded with higher points than what he ends with now. See where I'm going with that? Because when you make cuts and corners like this, it just doesn't work. So now he gets a 2280 on sugar. Okay. Now sugar has a high algorithm rate, and we're obviously doing streaks too early, but you know, he does the streaks, and he's leaving them sit too, you know, so he's got this one sitting here. He's on the third task or whatever for the streak number 1. Now, leaving that sit for too long, you don't want to do that either. He really had no reason to be rotating down here. You know why? Because he had all of his upgrades in his list. What was he rotating for? See what I'm saying? So, when you think about it, he would have been better off to go with the streaks, get his streaks bonus points, get them done, get them out of the way, then have all the remaining time to pick up all of these long factory productions that are worth good points. He would have yielded more points that way. Instead, he does that. He gets the 1200 repair, gets his streak bonus, and then he gets coins. Well, he wouldn't have had coins had he not touched it down here. Now it came in, we're 200 and some odd points lower. So the 400 points that he gained earlier for doing the points, he lost half or more here by doing it that way. Okay, so now he gets 840 on tables, and he does feed. Right in the middle of streaks. Are you kidding me right now? Really? I mean, come on. 2 rounds of feed. Granted, okay, he does have the ads and happened to get them to where he could do it early. But the point isn't, can you get it done once fast? The point is, if it keeps coming back. The point is that it's not ideal to open up that possibility, because if you fail, you lose those bonus points. Now, if you have 6 streaks times 8,000, that's 48,000 points you're getting just from the streaks, bonus points, right? So if you can run a 2K average, get to 20 assignments remaining, do the streaks, get all of those, get the 48,000 bonus points, plus whatever points that you get for your assignments, which is on an average, a minimum of 1K per task. You're looking at about half of your score coming in the streaks. And then you have your tickets, the remaining tickets, to pick up all of these extra high point tasks that you have sitting down below. Now he gets the 2320 on the glass. Now, see how the glass came back in worth more? Now imagine if that had come in the streaks. So he rotates a factory and he gets a factory. Now, how many times have we seen this so far? At least twice this round, right? So now he does tables. Gets saps. Okay. Now he gets electric. Yeah. That sucks, right? That's got to be done. At least it's 1 round. But now we have a possibility of it coming back again, too. Doesn't have a choice in this situation. So now he decides to do VU. Why? What's the reason? What reason does he have to do that? He might as well just stop doing whatever it is he's doing and work on the electric. If he was going to rotate in the VU to have the possibility of it coming back for 3,000 points, he should have done it way back when, I said. See what I'm saying? Now he gets an 800 on war. So he does the electric. Gets his bonus points, gets a 1,600 Paris, the 1,000 VU, 1,200 keys, 720 ice cream, bonus, 1,000 London, 2,000 keys, 2,000 cheese, 2,000 VU, 8,000 points. There's the feed. Remember that? I mean, come on, dude. All right, more downtime. Now we're at 1 day, 18 hours remaining. Now, I know because it's my group that we're not in war for very much longer, if at all, right now. So, again, running a major risk of not being able to finish the streaks. He still has a whole nother streak to go. So, if he gets even 1 or 2 more factory tasks, that's it. There's no finishing for him. He could end up with a war assignment he can't do. There's no assignment down below that says launch attack and club wars. If he gets that assignment, he fails. And that could mean winning or losing. These types of mistakes should not be made. They're too easy to not make. Okay? So he does that, gets keys. Chems. Oh, gee, I'm shocked. Another factory task. Okay? Shoes. Bonus. Another factory task. Now, we could have eliminated the feed and the glass altogether from this, which would have cut down all kinds of downtime. Chems again. Keys. Flour. Bonus. Streaks are done at 23 hours, 32 minutes remaining. He would have failed if he would have gotten a war assignment. We were not in war. So that was a major gamble. Now, ending with 166,000 points, which is a really low score considering. Now he's able to pick up where he left off with the factory productions. Right? So think about it. You know, if he would have got any kind of like war assignment he couldn't do, he would have either had to pay to get the monster to come in and hope that it would have matched up with whatever war assignment that he got, saying that he could even do it. He would have had to hope he didn't get an attack in Club Wars. So if that would have happened, that would have cost him the 8,000 streaks points. And that really sucks when you take all of those downtime, you know, you take all those small tasks to get those bonus points. And when you fail and you don't get the bonus points, it's like going back and taking a hit on all of those streaks tasks that you did that were worth a lower value, right? Those types of mistakes will screw you up later, so you've got to correct them. 1650 on cheese. Another big mistake here, right? So why didn't he do sugar? We're into our tickets. Okay. Value trumps up. Sugar is at the main value, which even so, 2280, that's right in your realm. Why didn't he do sugar? Don't know. Should have done sugar. Doesn't make sense to not do sugar. And then he stops. There's nothing after that. So I don't know if he continued and just didn't upload. I don't know what the hell he did. But if this is the last assignment he did, why in the hell didn't he do sugar? I don't know. This person needs to make a lot of changes if they're going to be successful. Now, a lot of you guys get comfortable because you win at the lower levels. Then you start to level up. You start playing high level comm. You still make mistakes. You get comfortable. And eventually what ends up happening is you get in and you start playing against players that don't make mistakes or don't make as many mistakes, and they yield really high scores and you stop winning. So if you want to win and be successful, you have to correct your mistakes. Just because you're winning doesn't mean you're playing properly, right? I mean, look at your competition. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't know what the hell they're doing. So if you want to be a comm master, you got to figure this out. All right, you guys, good luck to you. Hopefully this helps you guys, and I will get started on that high level video.